Happy magical morning. I'm so excited to come to you for today because that's what we're going to talk about is magic. I'm so excited. That's one of my favorite topics, as most of you know. So let's get started. This weekend, there are many folks around the world celebrating many different things. In America, they'll be celebrating Halloween. Here in Mexico, they'll be celebrating Dia de los Muertos. However, it all started a few thousand years ago with the Celts celebrating something called Samhain. And it's actually spelled Samhain, so that's pretty magical in itself, how you get Samhain out of that. But what it was an organic way of celebrating. What they were celebrating was the harvest, and so they had feasts and festivities, but they also were celebrating that the night was coming more so, and that with that season changing and it being more darkness, that it was suggested that there was a veil that was thinner at this time so you could communicate with the spirit world, hence why the costumes came in to ward off the evil spirits. What that suggests is there's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad in everything. So they of course wanted to welcome the good spirits and ward off the evil spirits. So it all starts and it comes over to America, and then we as little kids like myself end up in costumes that you're putting on over your clothes, you're tying them around you, you have these little plastic masks that you put on that are uncomfortable with these elastic bands that have little bitty places for eye holes so you can see where you're going, little bitty nose holes, and a little bitty mouth hole. You carry your bucket or bag to say trick or treat. Things have changed. Now it's mostly trunk or treats, I believe. People don't go so much into the neighborhoods because, again, there was a little bit of evil in that, so they had to check our candy when we went in the neighborhoods to see if it had razor blades or poison. So, anyway. But the cool thing was that we got to switch and to change in our costumes as well. We ended up with more makeup, rubber mask. So it's all about transformation once again. So on my favorite one, and I asked my mom to find the picture for me, I got to be a gypsy fortune teller. Imagine that. So I got to put a scarf around my head, put makeup on, because my mom didn't let me wear makeup till I was a teenager, so this was really exciting. And I got to put on one of her old dresses. It's a really cool picture, one of my most favorite pictures as a child, and that and my roller skate picture I've already posted before. So with that being said, it's amazing that when we become adults, we forget about our magic. Do you believe in magic? If you do, please put it down in the comments, whether you do or not, because unfortunately, responsibility doesn't always equal magic, and that gets to be sad, is when we get to be adults, sometimes we get cynical, we get pessimistic, and we don't believe in the magic anymore. I encourage you to believe in your magic, to remember that child that would put those costumes on. So it's funny that today I play with my cards somewhat. I have my crystals, like when I was a kid I watched Land of the Lost, and they had the Sleestack who did the crystals in the pyramid, and I like the pyramids now, and I think that everything is symbolic of something, and nature. So if we pay attention, and that's the thing, is most people are distracted today, the TV, the computers, the cell phones, and I'm not saying that's bad because, look, I'm coming to you from probably one of those devices and something. In fact, I am coming to you from one of those devices, not just probably. So it's just about integration and balance. And the thing that this season brings is that the darkness isn't going to last forever. The cold isn't going to last forever. The light isn't going to last forever. And the heat isn't going to last forever, unless you live down here, and it's going to be a little longer. But, we all acclimate, and I acclimated to this. So that's what I'm suggesting is acceptance, and that's what we do. We accept the afterlife. When I hear these wind chimes, I think of my loved ones and that veil. It's not just when there's a thinner veil. In the summertime, I can hear wind chimes and think of the loved ones. So it's just about the symbology, and that's what's really cool, is the rituals, the symbology of why do we do stuff. Are you just going to be throwing candy at kids this weekend and not thinking about the gifts and the transformation and the reasons that this season is coming? And it's coming in such an order that's really cool, and we'll talk about that more as the seasons goes on, because I want to make you aware, because that's the thing, is that we can change our perspectives. Are we just living through default? Are we just doing stuff because that's what we always did? Or can we look at why we're doing stuff? Can we do it with joy, peace, and love? That's what I encourage you to do this weekend, and blessings from above. So with all that being, embodied, I ask you not to take yourself too seriously, but to take yourself seriously enough to remember your magic, but also integrate what you need to do to make these things happen. You can't just sit back and just think it's going to be magical and just happen. We have to integrate too. So I hope that this has been able to help you, because that's what I come to do. Is it Stacy's Organizing and Decorating for Life. I hope you organize your thoughts, decorate your perspective, and I hope you like and believe in magic again. Hit the big fat like button down below, and whatever you celebrate this weekend, I hope that you enjoy it. Again, I have my candle, I have my flowers to go to my shrine in my bodega and celebrate Dia de los Muertos, but I celebrate and honor these people every day in every way. So, blessings to you and peace I pray. I'll see you next Wednesday.